Well, we are very excited to prepare for Valentine's Day, and I mean, who doesn't love a nice romantic dinner? And we've come to the expert here. We've come to Cusumano, and of course TJ is the owner, and so tell us what would be like a great dish for Valentine's Day.
So for Valentine's Day, you're trying to impress your significant other. You're trying to, you know, make an impression with a good meal to create a nice romantic evening for Valentine's Day. So we always think about seafood like lobsters and scallops and sea bass, and I figured, you know, for today, why not oysters? So I brought some nice oysters in from Southside Seafood. These are Connecticut Blue Points. They were harvested on Monday and delivered on Tuesday, so they're super fresh.
Wow.
This is as fresh as they get without living on the coast.
Right, right.
We're gonna learn how to shuck them today, and also how to make the French sauce, or at least our take on this French sauce. I believe it's called Mignonette.
All right.
So we're going to create that first, then we'll get into shucking the oysters.
Great.
So Jackie, first I have minced red onions. So we're gonna put those into the bowl. And then we have red wine vinegar. We're gonna add that to the bowl. And I'm going to add our spices. So we have crushed black pepper that we do freshly. We have dry oregano, salt, and sugar. And we're going to add those in. So then we're going to add some sprigs of thyme. So we're gonna take one of the sprigs in your hand and you're going to peel down it, taking the little leaves of thyme off of there. And we're also going to add a little bit of Pinot Grigio to it. And we're gonna have a glass of Pinot Grigio too.
Alrighty.
So add about 1/4 cup. And Jackie, you're gonna take the whisk and we're gonna stir this up.
Okay.
It really complements the flavor of the oyster because it's got a little bit of acidity that plays off the salinity of the oyster, like that heavy saltiness. And you have to like oysters, but an oyster sort of tastes like the sea. Like you're really getting that heavy flavor of like the minerals of the ocean. So now that we have this made, we'll get into shucking the oysters.
All right.
So, cheers.
Cheers, TJ. All right, I have to confess, I've never had an oyster before, so I've had a clam, but I don't know about this oyster stuff.
So we have our oyster knife. This is sort of a blunt edge. It has no sharpness to it. It has a blunt point. And we're going to use the oyster knife to open it from the hinge side, which is this area here. And you just want to identify the oyster. The top of it is the flat part. The bottom is that belly or that cup right there. And we're going to cover it with a cloth. That's going to protect us from sort of hitting our hand if we slip and accidentally hit. So we want to find that hinge and work the knife in, and we're going to give it a little twist. So once we pop that, we're just going to clean our knife, work the oyster down, cutting the abductor muscle, which is right there on the top. So once we release that top muscle, we could discard this shell, and then we're going to...
And there she is.
That's the oyster right there.
And you flipped it over.
We flip it over, yeah. That's just what we do for presentation. You don't have to flip it over.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a couple of these, and we're gonna put them on ice for you. Okay. And then we'll come back and eat them in a minute.
All right, we'll give it a try here.
All right.
Here's one for you, and I'll try this one, I guess, right? So the top's the flat part.
Yeah, the top is the flat part, yep.
All right, ready?
Yep. So you're gonna find that hinge just by lightly working the knife into it.
So we have to just go along the top, right?
And then you're gonna slice that muscle, keep that knife high up on there, scrape it. All right, you got that off?
Yeah.
Okay, now you're going to release this second part of the abductor muscle from that side by scraping it off the shell. Put some pressure on it.
Yeah. And then we'll try to give it a flip here, like a pancake.
There's a little crab in there. Wait, we have a little crab. That's called a little pea crab.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's the sign of a really fresh oyster. So this is actually alive, and
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's fresh.
All right, so would you like to try some of the sauce?
Sure.
All right. Do you like cocktail sauce too?
Yes. I mean, this is a beautiful presentation.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh gosh. All right.
Do you like it?
It's good. It's good. I was a little nervous, but well, you know what? You get that saltiness, but I mean, I just kind of slurped it down.
Yeah, that's fine.
These, this is delicious.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right?
Oh my gosh. And you can taste it. It's a nice blend.
Yeah.
You know, the cocktail sauce and that. And the oyster.
It's like kissing the sea on the lips.
It is. It is for Valentine's Day. When we come back, TJ prepares another dish for your Valentine. Well, now we're ready for something else that's unbelievable.
Lobster Francese.
Nice.
So, Jackie, these are 9-ounce lobster tails. They're, again, from Southside Seafood. We like to take them out of the freezer the day before and let them slowly thaw in the refrigerator overnight. That's the best way to thaw a lobster tail out. So, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take one. We're gonna put it on our kitchen towel. A nice clean kitchen towel is a good way to keep food that's normally like a little slippery on a cutting board stable.
All right.
That protects your hand from the knife, and we don't want any injuries in the kitchen.
Good tip, yep.
So basically we're going to take the tip of the knife and we're going to insert it in the back of the lobster tail right there. That's like where the fan meets the actual hard shell of the tail. We're going to put our palm of our hand on the top of the knife and rock forward in a few little motions there. We don't want to cut all the way through to the cutting board. We want to stop short of it. So basically what we're doing is butterflying the lobster tail, not splitting it in half.
Oh, okay.
So we slide the knife out, and then we're going to open the tail up just by popping it apart. And we take the lobster.
That's a nice lobster. Look at that.
It is. It's a beautiful one. Take the lobster right out. We're going to reserve this shell because this is part of what we're going to make the sauce with.
Oh.
So for lobster Francese, it has a tendency to curl up on you while it's cooking. Any little bits of shell here like this, we're going to take out and just discard. So we're going to make some small incisions in the lobster to prevent those tendons from curling up. And all those tendons are back here on the end here, and they run both ways, this long way and this way. So we're going to make some small slits, just going down about 1/4 of an inch through there, slits up.
So that's what's going to stop it from curling.
This is hopefully going to, you know, it's going to curl a little bit, but the goal is to stop it from curling some. So these little slits in it are going to keep it straighter and leveler, okay? So then for Francese, we're going to go into the flour, okay? Sprinkle a little on top, turn it around, pat it in.
Looks great.
Okay, we're just gonna put it in our egg. And this is just about 4 or 5 scrambled eggs.
Okay.
And then we're going to put it into the oil once the oil heats up.
All right.
While that's heating up, we're gonna take a look at our risotto here.
Yes.
Because this is lobster Francese over lemon herb risotto.
Oh, wow.
So we want you to zest a little lemon, Jackie, and get it in here. And you can zest right over the top of it.
A little bit in there.
Beautiful.
Okay.
All right. And then a little bit of basil if you would.
Sure.
So simpler is better with this. This is just risotto that we've prepared in advance earlier today. So all it is our chopped onions, sauteed with the arborio rice, has to be arborio, chicken stock, and reduced down. We also add a little pat of butter at the end, which we're going to do now, and a little bit of heavy cream, just maybe 1/4 of a cup.
Okay.
You don't want to overly make it creamy, but you want it to be a nice silky texture. So just 1 pat of butter, and we'll let the heat of the rice do the rest. So you can give that a little stir as it cooks. So hopefully our lobster oil is heated up enough now. We're going to take this out of the egg and right into the oil. And whenever you drop something in oil, always let it flop away from you. Don't ever let it come towards you. That's just a good little tip for the kitchen safety, you know. All right, so we're going to drain off the oil into a container. We don't want any of this oil in our sauce.
Okay.
Now we're going to deglaze with white wine, about 1/4 of a cup.
Okay.
We're going to add a couple of tablespoons of butter, some of our chicken stock,
Nice.
a little fresh lemon, black pepper, freshly ground, pinch of salt, and we're going to put the lobster shell right into the sauce and let it cook in there with it. And the lobster shell has a ton of flavor in it, so that's going to come into the sauce for us, okay?
Great.
And we're going to let this cook. This sauce will start to thicken as the lobster cooks in it. We're going to turn it once during the process, and then we'll get ready for plating.
All right, great. TJ, this is a beautiful feast for Valentine's Day, for any day. Thanks for preparing this for us. And I know that folks are going to want to stop by, and I'm sure the reservations are needed. So tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, so reservations are definitely preferred. Valentine's Day does land on a Tuesday, which normally is the day that we're closed, but obviously for the special occasion we'll be open.
Right.
So we're located at 432 South Main Street in Old Forge, and we're here for all your Valentine's Day needs.
Well, I think a Cusumano Valentine's Day is really, really great. So thanks again for having us,
We
TJ.
appreciate it.
Cheers to you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.